Hello to all my friends out there. So I have never been a big fan of cranberry glass, but this is really growing on me. I could probably have bought 50 tons of this stuff. So tonight, what I want to do is I want to make a little remake of the dinner that I made, that my neighbor gave me last night. It was really good. And it was like a basic little meal. It was chicken, corn, and macaroni and cheese. So I'm gonna make meatloaf, crazy cheap meatloaf, and I'm gonna make some macaroni and cheese from scratch. So okay, so I bought some hamburger at 99 cents only. I find this stuff to be pretty good. It's 3/4 of a pound and it's $3. I can usually get 4 nice hot hamburgers out of this. So, okay, the first thing is I will sprinkle a little coarse salt. This gives your meat a tasty taste. I think I bought it at Dollar Tree. Then I'll just use some dry onions because, you know, I just have some. I'll just sprinkle some onions on there. I think I bought them at Dollar Tree. I will sprinkle some garlic, pepper. I think I got this at Dollar Tree. And a little crushed red pepper is tasty if you have it. One egg. And then I just want to stir this up. Some people smush it together with their hands, but I don't want to. I can get it mixed up pretty good with a spoon. And then what I'm going to do is, when I get this all mixed up, I'm going to bake this covered, and then I'm going to uncover it when it's practically done to brown it. And then I learned something on the meatballs, to drizzle them with some tomato sauce, well, mozzarella cheese, and drizzle with tomato sauce. I think that would be good. Okay, so now I have always made my own breadcrumbs, but I started using these, and I find my stuff tastes so much better with, you know, I used to toast my bread. You can do that. So this is just going to be a basic meatloaf, but what's going to be so good about it is when I drizzle the top with tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese. That's going to make my meatloaf really, really good. And I had this meatloaf out for the carnivore diet, and you know, I had some left. So now I'm just going to sprinkle some breadcrumbs on to get a pretty firm meatloaf dough. I don't want my meatloaf loose. I want a pretty firm dough so that I can slice it up for some sandwiches, or just like a nice big square of meatloaf. You know, a nice, that was the problem I had with the turkey meat. I'm thinking this beef might be a little bit better nutrition-wise. You know, I eat a lot of chicken. So there's no reason really for me to eat a turkey burger, unless, you know, like some people just don't like beef for whatever reason, but I think a varied diet is good. You know, pork chops, chicken, beef. If I was going to say anything was lab-created meat, I would say that nasty salmon I bought in a pouch might be it. Don't think I'm going to be eating that stuff. That stuff was so bad it was plain scary, you know? It's just about there. It'd probably go faster if I wanted to smush it together with my hands, but you know, I don't want to. So what I'm going to do is finish mixing this, and then this is this doesn't have much fat, so I might grease my little pan with a little fat. And then when it's done, I will sprinkle some mozzarella cheese and some tomato sauce. I will drizzle it. I will show you that when I come back. So this gives you a pretty good idea of what's going to happen with this meatloaf. It's going to take me a couple more minutes. Okay, now for the macaroni and cheese. The way I make it. If you've been following me, you've seen this, but a lot of my followers have not seen this. So I melted, this is a small batch, so I melted about 1 tablespoon of margarine. This is something you really kind of want to learn to make from scratch in case you ever had to make it out of your stockpile food. In the past, I have always bought elbow macaroni, but I like those rigatoni type macaronis that my neighbor had. Those were good. You have to be open to new ideas, you guys. So you just want to cook your flour a little bit to get that raw taste out of the flour. You don't need that much. I make it a little batch. I have about 1.5 cups macaroni. That's enough for a little batch. You don't need that much. This doesn't seem like much, but it's enough. And I have 2 cups of milk. I use 1 cup evaporated milk, and I had bought dented cans, so I'm using them first. 1 cup water, 1 cup evaporated milk. And if you guys make this and you have your own video, it's nice to see how the other guy makes this kind of stuff. It really is. And this is going to be much better tasting macaroni than the box kind. It really is. Once you get used to making it at home, there won't be any real reason to buy those packages. You'll get more macaroni, and you'll get better macaroni too. So the reason I use the macaroni is because I had carefully kept my package. I buy these big ones at Dollar Tree, and you get a lot. Let's see, how much is this? 24 ounces. And this is the one that I'm switching to. In the video, you know, the comment from Henzo, it was you don't really need meat if you have good herbs and cheese. What I have in this is milk and cheese. That is going to make my cheese go further. This milk. For some reason, my milk is not very hot. You know, so it's going to be meatloaf, it's going to be macaroni and cheese, and it's going to be some canned green beans. So if you have canned milk, a couple of times I made it with the coffee creamer milk. You can use that in a pinch, or powdered milk. But I think your best macaroni and cheese is made with evaporated milk. Some people use Velveeta cheese. Okay, what I have is, I have this cheese that I bought today at Dollar Tree for $1, so I have about half of it. We'll see how much I need. So the cheese would be 50 cents. I bought the powdered milk for 50 cents. I have about 3/4 of it mixed up back here. You're probably not going to need that much. And this is going to be more than enough to cover this macaroni. I'm going to bake this along with my meatloaf, so it's okay if it's a little bit, the milk part is a little bit not too thick. In fact, it's probably better if it's not. Okay, so I'm just going to dump this in here now. You can cook this on top of the stove if you want, but I think it tastes better if you bake it. It never comes out the same twice, but it's going to be good either way. I'm going to put the salt and pepper on now. You don't want to cook your macaroni too done at first. So it doesn't get mushy when you bake it. Okay, so I have, you know, the half a package. This is going to be plenty of cheese. To make a nice creamy macaroni and cheese. I can add more if I want to. I don't think it's necessary. For the creamy macaroni and cheese, see how it's looking pretty good already. The milk is, when this milk cooks down, that is, you can add more cheese if you want. You could eat it right now, but what I want to do is I want to bake it. So I'm just going to pour it in here. And I'm going to bake it down while I'm baking my, I could put more cheese on top. I'm not going to. I'm going to add a little bit more milk though. So that my milk, so I ended up with in here about what, 2 cups of milk. This is going to be good when it bakes down. And that way I'm saving my cheese. All right, now let's go back over here. My meatloaf was my meat was a little bit frozen. That's why it's hard. So now it's starting to look good now. See how it's a nice firm, it's a nice firm, it's not loose at all. I want to add breadcrumbs until it's pretty, it's like a thick dough. I think I'm going to add a little bit more breadcrumbs. This is going to taste good when I put that tomato sauce and cheese on top. I'm going to cover my macaroni and cheese as well until it's just about done. Okay, so now I'll put it in the pan as soon as I mix it up, and I'll be back in a little while with my dinner. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.